let me just go across to Punjab right now, where we already have three exit polls that have come out. That are there for us to see. There's Access My India. I'm reading the numbers with you guys. Access My India says Congress 1931, AAP 7690, SAD and plus at 7 to 11, and others 1 to 4. So clear sweep. A clear AAP sweep is what Access My India is projecting. Sea Water 2 is sort of predicting an AAP government, although they're not. I mean, their numbers are also 51 to 61 seats to Aam Aadmi Party. So the Kejriwal magic seeming to have paid off. Navneet, I was in Punjab with Navneet, and here AAP Chanakya is saying 100. So it's really an AAP sweep, Navneet. We were there in Punjab this time to cover these elections, and Navneet, we spoke and we discussed this undercurrent of Punjab, of Aam Aadmi Party that was there across Punjab. What do you have to say to these exit poll numbers? What's your first response?
Yeah, Aditi, Punjab has traditionally been a bipolar contest, and Aam Aadmi Party last time made it a triangular one. So this time there are five players, and as the elections progress, it narrowed down to basically four players. So these numbers, last time also many of these exit polls gave up the Aam Aadmi Party close to 50 seats. So
Hmm.
most of them kind of 40 to 50 seats. So, but they actually ended up with 20 seats. So this time, there is surely an undercurrent for up. But in the last 2 days before polling, there were two imponderables. One was Dera factor,
Hmm.
which Dera, especially couple of Deras, which were Dera Sacha Sauda and also other Deras, which were wooed by the BJP right to just 48 hours before the elections. So, and then also there was Deep Sidhu factor, which is seen by many as like that towards the end he died, and there was sympathy among the youth for him, and they voted they change their mind towards the end. But that's only the Sidhu factor is only going to impact it in a limited manner. But it's the data factor, and also then also there was that attack on Kejriwal with regard to being soft on separatists. So
Hmm.
these elements towards the end uh, could have impacted the Aam Aadmi Party to some extent. But one fair thing is sure that there was a strong undercurrent.
Even last time around, this was the same case that a lot of seats were promised to AAP in the exit poll, and they never did materialize in
I'll
those
tell you.
huge numbers. Yes, PK, do you want to come in there? Yes,
No,
please.
I think I agree with Navneet ji quite a lot, because I am a Damat of Punjab, so had to travel to Punjab all across. But the one thing I'll tell you, that is so there is a lot of excitement Kejriwal could make it, but that is not going to be, according to me, it's not going to completely going to translate into this what do you call in a vote. Charanjit Singh Sunny was actually a real surprise. So he could also, because the real Aam Aadmi, the real challenge was thrown out in the amongst the voters, that who is the real Aam Aadmi. And Kejriwal has also been treated by a lot of Punjabis, which I
Right.
know that a place like in Moga or Jagraon, to the Ludhiana belt, to the Taran Taran, those kind of a belt, if you really travel across, they say that yaar ye to jhootha hai, ye aadmi jhootha hai. So to an extent, it is not going to be completely going to be translated into votes, and we are thinking that it's going to be. I can be wrong, but then I believe it's going to be a hung assembly. And let's also not, BJP was very weak, there is no doubt. But then the last uh, mile of the election, maybe the 2 weeks or to 3 weeks time, BJP also did some extremely good job. A lot of 40-45% of the voters are Hindus. The Hindus in Punjab was very, very in a kind of doubt where they have to go. There is one on the one side a lot of people, and especially with Khalistani movement and etc., which is uh, especially with the farmers agitation, which was everybody was known to it, that quite a bit of undercurrent was going on. The
Hmm.
Bania community, the business community, especially in one of the predominant Hindu community, and the Khatris, they were all voting, traditional voters for BJP. So I would say that it's not going to be that, as the way we say that it's going to be a sweep for Aam Aadmi Party. I can be wrong, because of one particular reason. There was, Channi became a real force, whereas we were not, none of us were expecting. He also tried to show to the world that yes, he is the real face of true Punjabi.
Congress's gambit, uh, taking out Amarinder Singh that close to the election, getting in Singh Channi, a Dalit chief minister, got a lot of good there was a very good buzz about this whole thing, about this cleanup that they had done, supposedly alleged cleanup. But this infighting between Sidhu and Channi escalated post that. Do you think what we are seeing in the exit polls, if they come out to be correct, do you think that that could be one of the reasons why their Channi card, Congress's Channi card, despite having Dalit CM written very loudly and boldly on it, has not paid off?
No, I think Chennai could not be blamed for the debacle of Congress if it happens the way the exit polls are saying, because the Congress did a survey sometime in August last year in Punjab, and they found there was a huge anti-incumbency against Captain Amarinder, and the projections were the party will not win more than 15 seats. So at that time, they brought in Chennai, who I think in the 111 days of his government was able to create enough buzz for the party, and he was also able to consolidate Dalit votes for himself and for the Congress party to a large
Hmm.
extent. So the whatever performance the Congress is looking at, maybe 30 plus, or maybe close to 30 seats if they get, as per the exit polls, it will be because of Chennai. Yes, Navjot Singh Sidhu, his constant bickering against the party high command, trying to project himself above the party, did a lot of damage to the Congress. Apart from that, Sunil Jakhar also spoke against the party. He was a Hindu face. So there was a lot of voices from within the party which spoke against each other, which created the impression that the Congress is not a united force. It's fighting for existence. The different leaders are fighting for existence. So it did a lot of damage, but there was a real anger against the Congress, because for almost 4 years, seven,
Yeah.
8 months, they did not do much. All the promises which were done made by the Congress in the Congress manifesto were not fulfilled. Even the promises made to farmers were not fulfilled. The promise to give electricity at a cheaper rate was not fulfilled. So there was a lot of anger against Congress, and this election will clearly show that this anger has translated into the ballot. I agree with Navneet that in the last 2 3 days, the election may have changed for Aam Aadmi Party a bit. There could have been some damage. The Dera factor, the what Kumar Vishwas said, and the Hindu votes who could have gone to Aam Aadmi Party, moving away either to Akali Dal, maybe Congress or BJP, would have damaged Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab to some extent. But yes, there's no doubt that Aam Aadmi Party is likely to emerge as the single largest party in the state.
Yashwat, you've given 51 to 61 to Aam Aadmi Party, very conservative compared to other pollsters. Access My India has given the Aam Aadmi Party 76 to 90 seats. Chanakya has given the Aam Aadmi Party 89 to 111 seats. And the PMARC has given, of course, 62 to 70 seats. So, do you feel now that you're being conservative, or is this, I mean, I'm sure it's data that has come to you, but do share some light on what you're thinking here?
Once bitten, twice shy. 5 years back, we had reported a tremendous groundswell for Aam Aadmi Party, but that did not really convert that much. And it doesn't mean that every time it happens the same way, Aditi. You know it, 5 years back, it was the first ever election for Aam Aadmi Party. And there was no electoral base, to apply our mathematical and algorithms and models to come up to the seat share. And then, of course, there was the tactical voting. We all know that the Hindu voters voted lock, stock, and barrel to Congress in order to defeat them. So those are the intangibles which were not reflected in our data. This time, for almost a year, we have been saying that Aam Aadmi Party is leading in Punjab, and for good almost 10 months of those 1 year of tracker, everybody kind of said that your tracker is wrong. Aam Aadmi Party is not even getting 10 seats in Punjab.
Okay.
That is what for 10 months of those last 12 months we have been hearing. And in the last 2 months, slowly it started sinking into everybody that, no, these things are changing and something is happening on the ground, and which is not making. So I am happy that at least in the data point, all the polls are showing in one direction, which our tracker has been saying for almost a year now, that Aam Aadmi Party is now in the pole position of Punjab. Their vote share is significantly quite high. It has been a utter meltdown of Congress, and I agree with one of the panelists when he was saying that Akalis might become the number 2, pushing the Congress to number 3. Very much possible. It is very much possible.